This video is brought to you by Helix. Visit helixsleep.com/pastagrammar to get 25% off your new mattress plus 2 free pillows. In last week's video, we were here so that Eva could show actually a couple of ways of how to make ragu alla bolognese, famous bolognese sauce. Now, obviously, making ragu alla bolognese is just the first step. You need to then use it in something, eat it with something, and the obvious and boring choice was making another plate of pasta with ragu alla bolognese, or maybe a lasagna alla bolognese.
Which is not very boring, but
it's conceptually boring because everyone that's always the go-to with bolognese sauce. You make pasta, you make lasagna. That's when Eva mentioned to me that there are a few other more creative ways to use ragu alla bolognese, and that sounded intriguing to me. So we're back this week to use up the ragu that we made in 3 ways that I have never had it before.
If there is something that I understood, is that you love ragu.
I really do. All right, I'm excited. Without further ado, let's see what you got. To the untrained eye, this might look like pizza. But I am a slightly trained eye, and if it was pizza, you wouldn't have olive oil, and you wouldn't have, is that sugar?
Yes, that is a pinch of sugar.
So that must mean some kind of bread or focaccia.
Focaccia is the dough for a simple focaccia barese. And the ingredients required are bread flour, olive oil, a pinch of sugar, yeast, salt, and water. We start with mixing the yeast and the sugar into the flour. The first half, more or less, part of the water, and we mix with a wooden spoon. Time for the olive oil, salt, and the water. I know that in this moment it doesn't look perfect. And this is right, because we are not looking at this stage to have a perfect dough. What we need to do after we have a very, how do you define this? Rough dough. We need to pour some olive oil, spread the olive oil all around the dough. And now we cover it with a kitchen towel and we wait for 20 minutes.
20 minutes later.
A little bit more olive oil on your hand. And what we need to do right now is fold the dough like this. You need to repeat this operation for at least 4 other times. And each time needs to be separated, intervallata, by 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes you need to repeat this. After the 4th time that you made this folding, your dough should look like that.
I can see those bubbles.
I know, I can already feel them. You can see? Now what we do, we spread some olive oil on top. Now we cover with plastic paper and we let it rise for 1.5 hours, 2 hours, depending on the temperature of your home.
2 hours later.
Now we put our focaccia dough into the baking tray. We oil a little bit our hands so we will avoid the focaccia dough stick to your hands. And we start gentle to press it. I put a little bit of olive oil. Try to spread the olive oil evenly. We cover it with plastic paper and we let it rise for about 1 hour or until the focaccia dough will reach the edges of your baking tray.
1 hour later.
And now we are going to season our focaccia. And we are going to season the focaccia with the bolognese ragù.
Does it have to be warm? Does it have to be cold? How does that work?
It's better to be cold, because if it's warm, if it's hot, it will cook the dough. This is a focaccia that is not hands off, which means that you need to spread the bolognese with your hands. Be sure that they are cleaned. And you can also do some hole if you want. We need a little bit extra olive oil. And there isn't in the world any bolognese sauce if you don't sprinkle some Parmigiano. And be sure that it's a real Parmigiano Reggiano. Maybe upside down. You can read better. Now we are going to bake it at 450 Fahrenheit for about 14-16 minutes.
I'm convinced that whoever invented this, like, knew me personally.
What?
You know what I'm gonna call this?
How do you call it?
It's bolognese pizza.
It's not a bolognese pizza.
It kind of is.
I know that every time that I do something like that, some monster comes out. It's not a bolognese pizza, it's a focaccia with ragù alla bolognese.
And it looks and smells amazing.
This for sure, but it's not pizza.
Oh gosh, yes. Light, fluffy, amazing dough.
Yes,
with ragu on top. Oh yeah. Okay, buon appetito. It's more amazing than the idea of it is amazing, which is already very amazing. Like it's
maybe one of the best focaccia that I ever had in my life.
It is so good. It's also such an obvious idea when you think about it, but I don't know why I never entered into my brain to put ragu alla bolognese on top of a focaccia.
Actually,
but jeez.
I don't know why in the rosticceria, in the panifici in Italy, they don't do something like that. I never saw a focaccia with ragu alla bolognese on top.
Where is this from? Where does this come from? This is just your invention?
Then I don't know if in the world there is someone who did before me. Maybe yes. But as long as I know, I never saw a focaccia with ragu alla bolognese.
Well done, Eva. Brava. More people should do this.
Yes, please. Maybe it's too good. We can't be the only one who can enjoy something like that.
What do you want to call it?
Focaccia alla bolognese.
Why are Italians so uncreative with their names?
Oh, it's not uncreative. It's like giving the proper name. What is a focaccia with the bolognese sauce, so you call focaccia alla bolognese.
Be like an American, okay? We take a patty of beef and we put it on a bun. Do we call it like a beef patty sandwich? No, we call it a hamburger, even though there's no ham.
This is not really creative. This is stupid.
You know, the focaccia dough, which is so soft and fluffy on the inside, but it's just firm enough that you can pick it up, bite into it, that perfect bite. You know what that reminds me of?
Burger?
No, my mattress. Our mattress. Eva and I have owned our Helix mattress for a few years now and could not be happier with it. Helix provides premium mattresses customized to fit your needs and shipped conveniently to your door. If you go into a mattress store and you spend a few seconds lying down on a mattress, you're not really going to be able to tell if you're going to get a good night's sleep on it. Everyone's needs are different and it takes time to really figure out what works for you, but you don't need to guess anymore. If you take Helix's sleep quiz, they'll ask you a handful of questions about your preferences. Do you like a firm mattress? Do you like a soft mattress? Do you sleep on your side? Do you sleep on your back? Do you sleep hot? Do you sleep cold? Then they'll use that information to pair you to the perfect mattress. For instance, we took the sleep quiz and Ava really prefers a firm mattress. My biggest problem sleeping is that I tend to sleep hot. So Helix paired us with this Dawn Luxe mattress, plus with a Glaciotex cooling cover, which helps me to chill out at night. Once you're paired to a mattress, they ship it right to your door. It's super cool. The mattress comes rolled up in a box. You open it up, give the mattress a few hours to inflate, and you're good to go. Just in case the sleep quiz did not pair you with the perfect mattress, you don't need to worry, because there's a 100-night sleep trial. Yes, you can try the mattress for 100 nights to make sure it's right for you. And if it isn't, you can return it. They'll just come pick it up for you. Helix mattresses are built to last. They come with a 10-year warranty. Plus they offer flexible payment plans, financing options. So if you're not getting a good night's sleep, there's no reason not to fix it right now. The Helix New Year sale is live now. Visit helixsleep.com/pastagrammar to get 25% off your mattress plus 2 free pillows. Go check them out. They make great mattresses and it helps support the show. A big thank you to Helix for sponsoring today's video. Rice.
Yes, I'm going to use rice. And you would think that I'm going to make a risotto. Yes and not.
So you've got broth here, beef broth.
Beef broth that I used to cook the other bolognese. Here I have my bolognese.
It's kind of like a risotto setup, except with bolognese.
I said we are going to make a risotto that is not really a risotto. The final result will be not a risotto. In order to make our risotto not risotto, we need to put the rice into the bolognese. And now, because our rice needs to cook like a risotto, what we are going to do is starting to add broth to our rice and bolognese. What we need to do here is cooking the rice as a normal risotto, which means we will add broth every time that we need until the rice is done. Usually 18-20 minutes.
20 minutes later.
After 20 minutes, our, let's call it until now, risotto alla bolognese is done. And what we need to do, as every risotto, we turn off the heat and we add a little bit of butter and some Parmigiano.
I realized that this is going to turn into something that is not risotto. However, this could just end here and be an amazing thing to do with bolognese. Just make a risotto alla bolognese.
Even if right now this is already amazing, what we are going to do is spread it on a non-stick baking tray. We need our rice to be completely cold. And by spreading it on a big baking tray, it will speed up the process a little bit. Actually, more than a little bit.
Okay, so now it is suddenly very obvious to me what you are doing here.
Here we are doing the famous, good, amazing Supplì.
I actually don't think they're that famous outside of Italy,
which
is a problem because
I know
they
that
should
they are
be.
not famous, so I was a little bit ironic because arancini they are very famous, Supplì not, but they are good as arancini. So here what I have is some mozzarella, some flour, and with the flour I need to make a very loose butter. Then we have some breadcrumb. Obviously I have my bolognese risotto. We start with making the butter. So this is the consistency that your butter should have. A useful tip is wet your hands a little bit so you will avoid that the rice will stick in your hands. Take some of the completely cold rice, then you stuff the supplì with a little bit of mozzarella cheese, close them, And yes, the shape of the supplì is a little bit longer. While the arancino is round or in the shape of a cone, the supplì is more like that. You pass the supplì into the butter. Breadcrumb. And your supplì is ready to be fried.
So, supplì. I love talking about supplì because I love supplì. Supplì are kind of like the Roman version of the famous arancini, the Sicilian stuffed rice balls. And as much as I love arancini, ever since I've discovered supplì, they are now a new favorite of mine. I like them more than arancini.
So right now you have all Sicily against you.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was possible. But what makes supplì really cool, in my opinion, is how the rice is actually cooked in the ragu instead of an arancini where the ragu is the stuffing surrounded by the rice. And using the bolognese is very interesting because the traditional supplì, if I remember correctly, are cooked in a tomato-based ground meat ragu, similar to your bolognese recipe. So it actually makes a lot of sense to just use ragu bolognese.
Absolutely, because at the end it's more or less the same. Just the difference is some ingredients like...
Without like pancetta, it's a little simpler.
It's a little simpler than this, but if it happens that you have a pot full of bolognese, you don't know what you can do, here is a solution.
Shall we dig in while they're warm?
Everything fried should be eaten
Fresh.
warm. Sì.
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito. Oh.
That's what you want in a supplì.
This is what makes you understand that the supplì is well done, is fresh and is good, because the supplì is called supplì al telefono because the cheese stretch
Like a telephone cord.
like a telephone cord.
If we each took a bite of the same supplì, we could do like a Lady and the Tramp. Oh, that is so good though. So good. Everyone should try supplì. Although, you do have to be careful because it's definitely one of those foods where if you just wander in to your average like rosticceria in Rome, usually they're cold and they've just been sitting in a window
So
forever.
you need to go in a place, or you do by yourself, that is always the best solution. Or you need to go in a place where you are 100% sure that your supplì is fresh, you can do the stretch like that, that is well done, otherwise you will be disappointed.
Speaking of which, if you want the recipe that first introduced me to the incredible supplì, it is in our cookbook, The Italian Family Kitchen. Do we have time for one more Ragù alla Bolognese use case recipe?
We have always time for something more.
In that case, I have a request. Kind of silly request. Something that I've never had, but I've heard about. Whispers and rumors.
I'm scared. Ah, EVA'S.
Yes, it's the Italian Sloppy Joe. This is not just some dumb idea I came up with. This is, well, I don't know if it's a dumb idea or not.
It's
but...
not a dumb idea.
And they make this in Bologna, right?
They make this in Bologna. There is a place in Bologna where they start this trend of street food because the Bolognese is not really a street food, because with the pasta, with the lasagna, all this is a little bit too complicated, at least for Italians to eat in the street. But they come up with this amazing idea to serve on a burger bun, into a burger bun, the bolognese sauce, because if you can put meatball, if you can put a burger, you can put also the bolognese ragu.
Well, yeah, it's obviously very similar in form and appearance to an American sloppy Joe sandwich.
I don't know what this sloppy Joe is.
Nobody knows. No, it's like a similar concept in that it's a bun with some kind of ground meat mix in there.
Hamburger.
No, because it's not a patty that's cooked. It's more like this. I'm sure that some people out there make it homemade, but what a lot of us are used to and have had is like some sort of thing that comes in a can and you put that on the sandwich. And it's called the sloppy Joe because, as I'm expecting with this, it's a pretty messy sandwich.
Who will start before me or you?
You can go ahead.
I can
I'll
go
take
ahead.
the literally sloppy seconds. I think that because with this you used the traditional bolognese recipe that doesn't have tomato in it, I think that's probably a better bet for this sandwich. It's a little bit less saucy than the other one.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Buon appetito!
Buon appetito.
If someone in the world wants to make a business, a chain, out of this, do it. Because, believe me, it's wow, it's to die for.
This is better than any sloppy Joe I ever had.
I never
This
had
is
a
amazing.
It's something unbelievable.
I want to eat this whole sandwich
I
right now,
know,
but
it's
I
like
won't do that to you.
I'm waiting here.
I love today's video. It's like my perfect video. Pizza with ragu, supplì with ragu, a freaking sloppy Joe with ragu. Been a good day. And just like that, it is gone.
Something so good, how can stay in a plate with two, how do you describe us?
How do I describe us? Oh, good question. I was gonna say foodies, but that's too like,
No, food is, it's more like a beast.
ravenous, food-obsessed bears. We hope that you guys enjoyed this video as much as we did. If you try making ragu alla bolognese or doing something very interesting with it at home, then
Please invite us.
tag us in a picture on Facebook or Instagram at Pasta Grammar, like this Pasta Grammarian who made bracciole. Tina did an excellent job. They look delicious. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Ciao.
This is a never-ending telephone cheese today. You look like a strange creature right now.
I'm a strange creature. Oh, 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 oh.